If you are my age and grew up in the kind of environment I did, this underrated gem was a major part of your childhood. Between various stints of homelessness and living in electricity deprived homes for half of my childhood, I had limited exposure to popular culture. My biggest source of cultural enlightenment came through my occasional trips to the hood cinema. And when Shaolin Soccer made its debut in my area, I got my first taste of the craze behind football. This movie blew my tiny, uncultured mind and stayed on a prominent pedestal in my heart ever since. A little while ago, I found myself in a film drought, and sometime during painful hours scrolling movie listicles, I stumbled into this classic and decided to give it a rewatch. It had been more or less a couple decades since my initial viewing, so I was excited to rediscover its magic. When I eventually got my hands on a copy with proper subtitles, I jumped right into it. After the first few minutes, I realized my premiere viewing of Shaolin Soccer was hilariously without subtitles or a dub. Although I doubt I would have been proficient at following any subtitles at 8. Anyways, I was blown away at how much the audience and I managed to follow the plot and drama in Shaolin Soccer. In spite of the spell good cinema can cast on audiences to tell a moving story with just visuals, there was a fair bit me and mine got wrong about plot specifics and character motivations. Regardless, the spirit of the movie is impressively salient. Now, having refined my experience of Shaolin Soccer, I'm confident enough to say it is the greatest sports movie of all time. Let me show you why. There are 5 pillars of storytelling this movie excels at. Prompt intrigue. I have ADHD, so I give so many props to movies that competently hook you into their narrative right from the get-go. The plot kicks off with a swift, textured sequence on talent, pride, greed, and honestly stupidity as well, being a recipe for fatal failure. A young version of the character, Fong, aka Golden Leg, is tricked by a nefarious teammate into throwing a major match. He does, and it leads him to losing his career and legs. This sentences him to a punishingly long period of destitution. We are returned to the present, where a struggling coach is abused by his former teammate and beguiler. He runs into our main protagonist, Singh. There is so much of this movie that really embodies a dream anyone who had a difficult childhood snuggles to on cold nights. That there's a gift in everyone, and if you fight hard enough, you end up with an appropriately edifying material reality. Adult Mr. Nate will insist this dream is a myth capitalism sells us, so we are distracted from fighting against the system whose perpetuation demands most of the human race live in squalor. But that's a topic for another video. Shaolin Soccer is imbued with a heartwarming tale of friendship and its endless merits. The core of the team, Golden Leg from earlier ends up leading, are childhood friends who shared a passion and talent in Kung Fu. The realities of adulthood unfortunately had other plans for them, and we are introduced to them as they are stuck in dead-end abusing jobs and depressing chronic unemployment. Singh, after impressing Golden Leg with a marvelous display of his steel leg kung fu, tries desperately to get his bros to join him in a Hail Mary kung fu enhanced football endeavor. They all refuse initially, but they come around, inspired by their memories of the solidarity and brotherhood they shared as kids. Three, sharp humor. This is my favorite part of Shaolin Soccer's highlights. I swear this will be one of the funniest movies you've ever seen. The comedy isn't just deftly written and performed, it is also satisfyingly abundant. I promise you this isn't nostalgia speaking. I pride myself in demoting any movies forcefully occupying a place of honor in my memory. My sense of humor is unquestionably more nuanced ATM, but almost every big joke in this movie got a legitimate guffaw out of me. Even if you saw this movie a while ago, I'm confident your memory is not doing the comedy justice. 4. Delicious action. The freaking stunts in this movie, my goodness. So the director, Chow, who also plays the protagonist, has quickly become my favorite comedy writer/director and actor of all time. He stars in most of his projects and he's absolutely talented at an ungodly level. His sense of humor and eye for executing comedic bits is flawless. Somehow, he is just as talented at directing action and grand stunt sequences. The action in Shaolin Soccer takes the form of ridiculously hype skill shots, dribbles, tackles, and goalkeeping. I'm having a comedy moment in 2025, and so admittedly, my favorite facet of Shaolin Soccer is the comedy. But I have to be honest, objectively, the stunt sequences are the biggest displays of cinematic talent and skill. There's a fair bit of CGI in some of Kung Fu Soccer's skill displays, and I was blown away at how well done the CGI is. It is insane. A niche movie from the year 2000 has fewer jarring CGI moments than most modern high-budget Hollywood sci-fi movies. Morally inspiring resolution, the fifth facet that Shaolin Soccer excels at. As the icing on this delicious Stephen Chow cake, we are served a potent, inspiring true line of redemption and moral growth. In the midst of all the jaw-dropping skill shots and side-splitting comedy, it's an unwavering appeal to being the best version of yourselves, especially in your relationships. Almost every major character shows a significant amount of character development, admittedly not in substantial detail, but by the end, it is clear everyone has gone a ways towards self-actualization. Find and watch a copy of Shaolin Soccer ASAP, even if you've already seen it, unless you saw it very recently. If you're a football fan, it is an absolute must-see. Thank you for watching.